at Sir Emeka Offor Foundation. We'll be speaking to the Chief of Staff of Sir Emeka Offor Foundation. Can you please share with us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Ezike. I'm a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police. And I function today as the Chief of Staff of this great foundation. I had a 35-year stint, the highest law enforcement level, and I've seen it all at the hard copy. So venturing into humanitarian interventions through the wonderful assistance of Dr. Emeka Offor is an opportunity to also experiment the soft copy. So I'm glad to be here.
Can you give us a brief history of the 14 years existence of Sir Emeka Offor Foundation?
Well, Sir Emeka Offor Foundation actually started way back 1993, but it started from the little help they found as Emeka Offor was able to give out to his community, Orifite, that is in Epusigo local government, assisting in the areas of education, infrastructural development, and some little assistance and intervention within the widowhood sphere. But sometime in 2006, the foundation was incorporated with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and it took off in earnest. Sir Emeka Offor Foundation stands on a tripod, what I call the humanitarian tripod. First is education and educational development. Second is health and humanitarian intervention. And the third one is empowerment. So whatever we do in this foundation finds itself within this tripod, is subsumed within these three cardinal programs of ours. Let's take health, for example. Sir Emeka Offor Foundation has been foremost in partnership with Rotary International in the fight against polio in Nigeria. He's committed resources. He's been part of advocacy. He's also been part of immunization campaigns, national immunization campaigns, and so on. And we are glad that today we are happy that we're almost there with polio eradication. Nigeria has celebrated 3 years of non-white polio in Nigeria. The African Committee of the World Health Organization has also accepted our documents to certify us. If not, I am sure for the COVID-19 pandemic, that would have happened. So this foundation is glad to be part of this milestone by Nigeria and in Mid-Africa. Sir Emeka Offor is the Polio International Ambassador for Nigeria. So his interventions were monumental. In partnership with Rotary, he has committed close to $10 million for the eradication of polio in Nigeria. He's made a lot of interventions in Rotary. The Rotary Center, conceived Rotary Center for the Federal Capital Territory for Abuja. He is the one building the conference center, and it's almost 66–70% completed. He has also been foremost. He runs a cottage hospital in Orifite, where widows attend clinics free of charge. I think we have 4 medical doctors in that clinic now. And these are all part of the interventions. He has been involved with maternal and child care with Rotary. He has made significant contributions, $500,000. He's made endowments in Germany, at the Men's University for Ophthalmology, and so on and so forth. Recently, we are distributing medical equipment to tertiary institutions, tertiary medical institutions in Nigeria. Yes, it's an ongoing process. We are in the first phase, and quite a lot of hospitals have been touched. So in health, we've been very significant. In education, I doubt if there are higher institutions of learning and you go to in this country, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, both federal and state, you will not find books donated by Emeka Offor Foundation in their libraries. And why do we donate? Why do we donate books? In partnership with BFA, Books for Africa, Atlanta, we found out that books constitute the warehouse for knowledge. If students cannot access books, where do they derive knowledge from? 2, it improves literacy, both for children and for adults. And of course, thirdly, we don't pay lip service to education and educational development. We keep saying that government alone cannot do health, government alone cannot do education. How do you assist? How do you bring in the private sector to assist in educational development? So that is why we've taken the bull by the horn. We have distributed, not only in Nigeria, but in 18 other African countries. As of 2020, the books we have distributed is running in excess of $30 million, $30 million US dollars. The 2020 national distribution took place on the 20th of March. Some people are yet to carry their books because of COVID-19. But with the lockdown ending now, I am sure they are going to evacuate their books. We've also given scholarships. Over 300 students have benefited from scholarships, tertiary, secondary scholarships.
Within Nigeria?
Within Nigeria. Some of them are also being sponsored overseas. We are glad we are making the desired impact in education. And the third leg is empowerment. Our Widows Cooperative Society is populated with widows numbering over 3,000. It started with stipends to them, but today they have constituted themselves to a microfinance group and they give out loans to themselves. They even give out loans with little interest to others. If you get to Arif, it is amazing what they do. This foundation has gone places. This foundation, in partnership with Bill and Melinda Gates, in health we're also into river blindness. We are partnering with Carter Center in the eradication of river blindness in 7 states of the Federation, the 5 states of the Southeast, then Edo and Delta states. So this foundation has come a long way, and we are glad with the team of staff we have, with our partners, that we've been able to sustain this foundation up to this level.
Yeah, your foundation have embarked on the distribution of medical equipment and supplies of parts.
Yes.
Of our contribution in the fight against COVID-19.
That's right.
Yeah. Who are the beneficiaries of the donations, and what are the criteria in selecting the beneficiaries?
Well, first, health is part of our cardinal mandate. It is core in what we do. Second, government cannot do it alone. Third, with COVID-19 in place, it is novel. Nobody knew about COVID-19 before. So you need to situate where you think you have not only the intelligentsia, but the expertise and the equipment to be able to dispense health. That's why we've taken tertiary medical institutions. If you go to the southeast, for example, Orthopedic Hospital Enugu, National Orthopedic Hospital Enugu, we are beneficiaries. If you come to Anambra State, still in the southeast, the Anambra State University Teaching Hospital, otherwise known as Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, we are beneficiaries. 140-footer container of medical equipment worth $380,000. If you come towards the south-south, Federal Medical Center Yenegua benefited. If you move towards the north, Federal Medical Center Katsina, and then State Hospital that is located in Daura, we are beneficiaries. Just less than 3 weeks ago, we were in a lorry and we were in Jalingo. By the way, thank you for your showpiece on the Jalingo visitation. Jalingo benefited, 140-footer container. University Teaching Hospital Ilori also benefited. Then back to Kebbi. We have one of our partners, Academia for Justice and Development Initiative, recommended the state hospital in Calgo, and they also benefited 1 container. Then you go up to Maiduguri, the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. We are also beneficiaries. Then you come to special interests. Medical officers, nurses, and so on are frontline people within the COVID-19 space. But we seem to forget security as well. The police, the military, they are all frontliners. So the Nigeria Police Force benefited 1 container. And then the Nigeria military, the Nigeria Army, benefited 1 container. It happened between March and date. So it's still the first phase. We are currently clearing medicines and medications and other PPE equipments. We are currently clearing them. And tertiary medical institutions are also going to benefit. Now that we have an idea of what is being used in these hospitals, we can only intervene by making a modest provision to these hospitals to be able to mitigate the challenges of COVID-19. So it just started. We also went to Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, where we donated 100 beds. In fact, 100 bed sets, because it had the bed, the cupboards, the mattresses, and all that. And they used it to equip the isolation center. One good thing about that donation was that we needed to source the beds from overseas. But the pressure on the suppliers, so we now decided to look inwards. And we got a company in Kaduna where these beds were manufactured of very high standard. And then we procured and delivered to the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital. We're also going to deliver 100 beds from the same company to University of Ilori Teaching Hospital, and about 50 to the Nigeria Police Force to equip the Muhammadu Buhari Specialist Hospital, which the police are fixing within the cantonment.
Recently we saw what you people donated in Taraba State. What is the nature of your relationship with Future Assured, the NGO of the First Lady, Her Excellency Aisha?
You know, the First Lady, by her magnanimity, has intervened both in health, in education, even in empowerment. So the Emeka Offor Foundation and the Aisha Buhari Foundation / Future Assured Initiative are partners. what is driving us is the betterment of humanity. Wherever we can touch lives and put smiles on the faces of people, we collaborate and do so. And that was what you saw happen in Jalingo, okay? Because the nomination of the Federal Medical Center Jalingo was done by the First Lady and the Future Assured. And we provided the equipment, and collaboratively, we were able to deliver on that mandate. And they were so pleased with that intervention. So pleased with that intervention.
Who are the other partners of Emeka Offor Foundation? And what is the level of your partnership with them?
We have quite a lot of partners. First, the Bill and Melinda Gates are partners to Rotary International. But you know that whatever donation you make in the context of eradication of polio, Bill will match, we do a matching grant ×2 of what you have donated. For example, if you donate $4 million, Bill is going to give $8 million to shoot it up to $12 million. This is his own way of encouraging people to give. So Bill and Melinda Gates are partners. We're also partnering with the Carter Center for the eradication of river blindness in those 7 states. We pledged $10 million, and we have made significant contribution towards keeping our words. We also have the Andrew Young Foundation. Andrew Young was the former American ambassador to the United States and a former statesman in America. So he's into health, he's into a lot of things. And we are partnering him. He was here when Nigeria celebrated the 3 years of non-white polio in Nigeria. And he has always contributed immensely using his personality to drive what we do. You also discover that we are partnering with Academia for Justice and Development Initiative. The northern Nigeria, because of insecurity, we need to do appreciable work to be able to go in there. In partnership with Academia, we have provided 50 functional boreholes in Kebbi State. Academia are also the ones who do appreciation. If a nomination is made, they do appreciation of that nomination before we go in to make our donation. And we're also partnering with Savannah Center. Savannah Center for Democracy, Diplomacy, and Development. Their core area is in peace, conflict resolution, and management. And the first peace center in Africa, our foundation donated the seed money for the first peace center in Africa, $250,000. And Rotary International now planted the peace center after due diligence at the University of Kampala in Uganda. University of Kampala in Uganda. A lot of Nigerians have applied as peace fellows, and we are hoping that within the last quarter of 2001, the first set of peace fellows are going to go into the place. We also have other partners, and as we give you the documentations, we will enrich you with the other partners we have in this process.
What are the challenges you have encountered in actualizing your mission, and how have you been able to surmount them?
Well, first, you know, our boss, Sir Dr. Emeka Offor, is at the head of a lot of companies. So these companies do their corporate social responsibility to Sir Emeka Offor Foundation. And we now use that avenue to reach humanity. But there cannot be a saturation in terms of finances. So we continue to look for more funding to be able to reach a greater majority of Nigerians and even beyond Nigeria. At times, bureaucracy is one of our challenges. You know, as a non-profit, a charity organization, if we import those things that are going to go to charity, they are not supposed to be taxed and so on. But the process of actualizing it at times are discouraging. The Federal Ministry of Finance, the Federal Ministry of Health, NAFDAC, the Nigeria Customs, Standard Organization of Nigeria, these are all our partners in that process. They do their best to mitigate these challenges, but it continues to be a problem, at times leading to our paying demurrage in goods otherwise you are supposed to give out to charity. So we are working to improve that over time.
What plans do you have?
Well, polio is coming to an end. Let me not say has come to an end. Polio is coming to an end. There is this tendency for funding, interventions, advocacies, and so on to whittle. We're encouraging people not to allow it whittle. But we're also looking at a different area, and that is cervical cancer. We have a public health consultant in-house. We're already discussing with the Center for Disease Control, American Center for Disease Control. We are discussing with the Rotary International. Sometime in February, we were in San Diego in the United States of America, where we had a robust engagement with Rotary concerning cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is a new area, but the preponderance is becoming worrisome in Nigeria. And we are looking at raising awareness. How do you integrate what we have in mind with the health infrastructure and superstructure that you already have existing? And how does vaccination help? So we are looking at that as part of what we need to do within the next coming years. We're also going to continue with our book distribution. In fact, we will now begin to target specialized institutions. If we think we want to do medicine and health, we begin to source particular books that will be required to train our doctors and nurses and so on. So that is going to continue. Our partnership with Rotary will continue in the areas of peace building, peace initiatives, conflict resolution, conflict management. We are going to put in resources, because if you do not have peace, especially within the African space, you cannot have development. We cannot develop without peace. Our diversities should be our strength rather than being a major challenge. And these are the areas we are looking at.
I'm going to ask you a very dicey question.
Very well.
Just looking at you, you're a very busy person.
Yes, I am.
How do you unwind after work, after all your daily activities? How do you relax? How do you unwind?
We relax while we walk. We relax while we walk. My boss is a person who makes you happy while you're doing your work. He walks into your office to ask you for a thing, not send for you. So in humility, we unwind. We watch televisions when we can, play around with the family, and then do a lot of exercises. So that's what we do. I am in the second phase of my life. I've given law enforcement and security my first life. So I'm trying to give society my second life, and I'm happy with what I do.
Okay. What is the message of Sir Emeka Offor Foundation to Nigerians and Africa at large as the world goes through this unexpected visitor that is COVID-19?
We need to come to the realization that there is COVID-19. I see a lot of people say there is nothing like that. It's big man disease and so on. There is COVID-19. And there are people who are entrusted with managing COVID-19 pandemic. We must listen to them. We must do what they have asked us to do. We must be prayerful. And we must observe social distancing. That is very, very important. Do all the protocols and we leave the rest to God.
Let's talk about the youth, who are the leaders of tomorrow. What advice do you have for them?
You cannot lead tomorrow when you have nothing upstairs. So you need to be knowledgeable first and foremost to be able to lead. And then you need to look at your past, bring it to your present, and use it to do so much for the future.
Thank you once more for having you on our platform. Of course, this is where we'll end today's interview segment. Until I come your way next time, I remain your regular host, Princess Ezike for Supremacy. Stay safe. Bye.